Okay, let's take a look at adding our template technology to our civil cells. You can see here on the left I've got my 2D geometry, again just standard geometry. Over here you can see that I've profiled everything in 3D. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to select these edge of pavement elements that represent the boundary of my intersection or my driveway. I'm going to come over to my terrain modeling tools, and I'm going to do a create terrain model from elements. You'll notice that it recognizes that I've got 5 elements selected. It asks me the feature type, and I want them to be a boundary, and I'll just set my edge method to none, and that creates a terrain model for me, or a surface of that area. So let's just put this back into a smooth mode. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to come up and I want to apply a surface template. Okay, so it says locate the terrain model, so I'm going to locate this terrain model right there. I'm going to use my Alt down arrow, and I'm going to select this pavement structure to apply to that terrain model. So I'll just data point to accept the template that I want to use, and then I'll DP to accept the construction. And so if we zoom in here, you can see that we've applied three different pavement structures to this terrain model here. Okay. Now, the next thing we want to do is apply linear templates. So let's just kind of zoom in on this area here, and I'll zoom in right over here as well. So I'm going to go back up to my template pull down here, and I'm going to apply a linear template. Okay, I'm going to identify the element that I want to apply the linear template to. Again, I'm going to use an Alt down arrow, and I'm going to choose an end condition, and this is an urban slope with a sidewalk in it. And so I'm going to DP to accept that. It says where do you want to start, and so I'm just going to select the beginning ending of that curb return, and then I'm going to say, it wants to know which side do you want it on, and of course we want it on the on the outside, and it places that. So if I just zoom in here, you can see that end condition has been moved right around that curve return. Now let's do the same thing. Let's say over here on the other side. Okay, we want this one to be out on the outside there. We're going to do the same thing. So let's move up here so we can see this. We want to do the same thing for these edges of pavement. Now I'm going to use the Alt tab here to unlock from my start station, and I actually want this template to start right there, go to the end, and we want it to be obviously on the outside. And then the last thing, we want to do the same thing on this side, and again we'll use the Alt tab to unlock. We'll snap to there, and we want this to be on the outside as well. So now if we come back over here into our 3D view, and we can rotate this around, you can see that we've built, very quickly and easily, just from the 3D geometry, we've applied surface template, and we've applied linear templates to model our intersection or our driveway. Now the final step would be to obviously to add this to a civil cell. So I'm going to move out here, and we'll do the same thing over here so we can see what we're doing here over here in 3D. So you can see I've got another side road alignment here, and all we've got is the 2D alignment and the 3D as well. So we're going to store a civil cell. I'll just call this driveway. I'm going to locate this first reference element here. Okay, and I'm going to locate my second reference element here. We'll reset, and then we will accept our civil cell. Now I'm going to grab this here, and I'm going to do a place civil cell. And so we'll identify our first alignment. We'll identify our second reference there. Okay. You'll see our dynamics will come in to show us, and of course everything looks good there. I'm going to reset, and then I'm going to accept the accept the civil cell. And of course, what we'll see here very nicely is that civil cell is completely picked up and moved in along that driveway, which includes not only the 3D geometry, but also if we move in here, the surface template was brought in, as well as exactly the way it was stored in the civil cell, it was brought over. Now, one more thing before we move on. You'll notice that we get these kind of extraneous elements over here, and you may be wondering what these are. What these are is these are the element handlers that represent our linear templates, and these little things that stick out here are the things that allow us to pick it very easily. Also, for example, if I wanted to change the station values or to move that linear template, these allow me to do that dynamically. However, these can be turned off. So for example, let me go to another level here, and I'll just come in here and we'll turn off the level default, and you can see those can be turned off and on. By the way, notice also that when I placed my linear templates, that not only did it create my 3D geometry, it also created my my two-dimensional geometry elements as well. So again, that kind of shows how we can use linear templates and surface templates in our civil cells.